Hi guys, today I'm going to show you Kazuha National, but in a different format, and also why you should play Noelle. This is a really great team that I just recently discovered with a way to regenerate her energy as well. So I have another video about Kazuha National in another video. If you're ever interested, please see the link in the description below, and I'm going to walk you through this gameplay. For this team, I'm going to use Kazuha National, and he is not using a two-piece Gladiator, two-piece attack, or two-piece Viridescent. He's actually using a four-piece Viridescent Veneer, so that way he can shred enemies. And as you can tell, he's grouping the enemies pretty fast and killing them pretty quickly with his team. This is Kazuha National, and he's currently on a banner right now, and I highly recommend that you invest in this guy because he is useful in so many teams. He does crowd control, he does damage, he does a lot of swirl damage, and he has access to Viridescent Banner, which is really great because that causes it creates 60% shreds resistance in order for you to shred your enemies' strength. So as you can tell, I'm just bursting them down and killing them pretty quickly and easily. So easy clap for this team. I'm also trying to preserve some of my bursts, but I don't feel the need to do some of that because this team is just so good already that I don't really need to like do much maintenance with it. So 1, 2, 3, he just ready to like kill them. Now in this demo, I'm going to show you how Noelle is working really well with Raiden Shogun and Farina. I use Goro C6 in order to buff for crit damage, and Noelle regenerate her energy pretty quickly with this team due to Raiden's Shogun if you don't have Fischl invested. She's doing about 40k to 60k damage on crit. That's really good for like a 4-star that's 6-star. That's a Constellation 6, sorry. I really enjoy Noelle. I am a Noelle fan if you didn't realize that by now. But she has an energy problem, that's why Raiden Shogun is here in order to use her burst and refund some of the energy recharge. See, after one cycle, Noelle is already on full health and she's also on full burst mode as well. So just also an easy clap for Noelle. See that? 64k. Easy clap with her. Noelle is starting to have a lot of good values for Farina's team right now because she does group healing with her shielding and bursting capability. For this field, I already told you in another video that you should try to avoid grouping them at first, but try to aggro them to one area towards the end of the field, and started bursting them down using Kazuha E and Q. This is clearly a Kazuha field, as you can tell if you haven't watched my other video. But he's pretty good at aggroing all of the enemies and letting them teleport towards him and killing them one by one. See, I'm just waiting on Kazuha E in order to burst them down. I took a little bit of damage, but it doesn't really matter because he's just gonna start killing them and healing himself back up with Shincho Rain Sword and Bennett's Q anyway. See, they're halfway through their HP already. So just burst them down, EQ and group them together and start killing them one by one. See, this is the reason why I walk all the way to the end of the field in order to group them together because I don't have to run as much with this enemy popping up. Now Kazuo is shredding them with Viridescent Veneer artifact set. He slowly started killing them. And they're more than halfway through the HP already with this build. Now Xiangling is holding Staff of Homa. If you don't have Staff of Homa, it's okay to also play the catch on her, because that's also a very high investment for my Xiangling. For this floor, just be careful like when you burst them down. See, my Noelle is not in full burst mode, but that's okay because Goro is here and so is Raiden Shogun. Raiden is also bursting herself and also refunding some of the energy for Noelle in the next round. What I recommend, but I didn't do in this round, is place a shield from Noelle E onto like Raiden before she's using her burst, which I didn't do that because I was kind of careless. But now she got her shield back up and started healing everybody else. See, Raiden Shogun could have died if she wasn't having a shield on when she's trying to refund some of Noelle's burst. But that's okay because my character is kind of highly invested, but just a tip that you should do that next time. See, Raiden this time have a shield on from Noelle E, and that's much safer for her to do the damage while refunding some of that energy for her team. So make sure you do that if you play this team. It's best for you to use Goro E and then use Noelle in order to start hitting them because that's going to be much more efficient and increase the damage that Noelle can dish out. One by one, she's killing them pretty quickly. Yep, and that was a 3-star clap. If you like this content, please subscribe. For this floor, it is a little hard to try to protect yourself from the Dirge of Copelia. What I recommend you do is put Shincho's Rain Sword before you do any damage to prevent a lot of like shock and knockback from the enemy. And make sure you go inside Bennett's burst when you try to attack so that way you can heal back yourself. Kazuha may not be the best person for this team, but I find that basically he can dodge a lot of damage and it helped with Shincho's Rain Sword. I could have died by now if Shincho wasn't protecting me with his 4 Rain Swords and reduced my damage. But you see, Kazuha has shred resistance and he dodges some of the tackle that the Dirge of Copelia kind of like run towards me. So you keep bursting them down inside Bennett's circle, and it's pretty straightforward from here. Be careful not to get caught in any of the whirlpool and when they tackle. You can always dodge that, but make sure you put Shincho Rain Sword on. This sword, this floor, I would recommend that you put Noelle shield on after she finished dodging. So I jump up one by one and use her burst and allow Noelle to keep bursting her down while she's regenerating her energy. I use Farina Q in order for her to increase her damage one by one because that's her fanfare point. And now she put her shield back on and then burst into Raiden so that way Raiden can avoid the damage or the shock from the enhancer mech. See that? That shield that Raiden had on? She can perfectly do her punches and not worry too much about the damage that's occurring. And I recommend that you bring like a Geo character in order to reduce some of that shielding and plunging that you have to do. See, I went back into Farina's burst to give her some fanfare points and used Noelle in order to burst her down and increase her damage while doing it. My Noelle on crit is doing around like 64k and non-crit around 41k, so that's pretty good for a single hit. I don't know about you, but for a C6 4-star character, I say that's pretty decent. So I'm gonna go through my build. This is not like last time, but Kazuha is doing damage based on the attack, scaling, and Veritas Inventor set. I did give him more like a 1 to 2 crit ratio build with a C1 and triple crown talent. And this is a pretty old build as well. I didn't change much other than giving Bennett the usual energy recharge and Aquila of Favonia kind of build in order to increase his attack. Make sure you understand that his attack scale off the weapon's attack. not the Goblet's attack. So this is Xiangling as well. I also put um, Staff of Homa on her, like I mentioned earlier, and Emblem of Severed Fate. She is also C6, and I gave her a crown. And Shincho is double crown. He's doing pretty good in terms of damage. And I think I usually have the best damage from him for 72k on a single hit in his E with Sacrificial Sword. I think that's probably my best number out of Shincho. This is a Raiden Shogun build that I have a 1 to 2 crit ratio on. I focused on her attack build and gave her an attack sand instead of an ER sand. And if you don't have Primordial J-Wing Spear on her, I highly recommend you use a catch which you can fish for. I also have Farina on a 1 to 2 crit ratio build, and I place an attack sand on her because I value her E attack. She's also double crown, and she's doing pretty great. As for Goro, I use Husker Opulent Dream on him, and I use a Favonius bow on him in order to regenerate his energy. I give him as much defense as possible. The reason why is because he scaled off of that for his E and Q skill. For Noelle, I used Husker Opulent Dream as well and gave her a defense sand. Now I have a 5-star weapon, but if you don't have a 5-star weapon, you can go for a Black Cliff, and that will be fine just as well. She does quite a bit of damage, and make sure you build some energy recharge in her as well. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.